going on, world? It's your girl Emmy here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I know I kind of took a while to finish the rising signs. I should hopefully be finishing today. I'm gonna sit here and do all the things that I need to do. But yeah, I do have a little bit of a cold. That's why I haven't really been posting. So just bear with me. But before I go any further, you know what to do. Since you clicked on my channel, you might as well hit that like button and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. You know what I'm saying? It validates me and lets me know that you like me. So yeah, let me know that you like me. Oh, also, I just started an Etsy account. I'm selling candles. So there is a link in my description box to check out those candles. So if you could, you know, check that out too, that'd be great. But let's just get into this video. But yeah, your rising sign is determined by your first house, which basically means placement in your first house. And that means where the sun was at the time of your birth. Each house has a statement. The first house is I am. So everything that the first house has to do with is who you are, your identity, how and who you feel that you are in terms of when it comes to presenting yourself out there to the world. This also means how people first see you, how you're perceived, the first impressions, and like it's how you present yourself and is the first initial energy that somebody would get when they meet you. Your rising sign also does have a little bit of impact on your physical appearance or like how you know, put yourself together or even physical like attributes. Astro Finesse, he made a really good example of this where he described your moon, sun, and rising like this. So think of like a house and you see the outside of the house, right? So the outside of the house would be your rising sign. It's what people see when they first look at you. Then you would go inside a house. When you go inside a house, let's say you're in the living room, right? So that's like the general energy of a person, right? So that would be your sun sign. Then your moon sign would be your bedroom. Not everybody gets to see your bedroom. Your bedroom is, you know, those emotional and intimate aspects of yourself. So think of that analogy when it comes to moon, sun, and rising. Your rising sign also determines your chart ruler. And basically what a chart ruler is the ruling planet of whatever your rising sign is, which means that you would have those general characteristics attached to your persona and presentation when it comes to the world. It's basically like dominant characteristics of how you present yourself. So if somebody had like a Mars ruler, which means that they would have an Aries or a Scorpio rising, they would come off a bit more intense, very determined, very sure of themselves type of energy because Mars is associated with all of those characteristics, aka Scorpio and Aries is. So yeah, okay, last but not least, we have Pisces rising. When I think of a Pisces rising, I think of someone that is very gentle. You come off very gentle, very go with the flow attitude. They're more of a listener than a talker, I would say. They're very like dreamy people, daydreamy people. I feel like as someone with a Pisces rising, you might like really just always be, I don't want to say in your head. It's not really like in your head, but it's like always like fantasizing, you know, romanticizing things. You know, you could like the guy at the coffee shop or something, you know, and be like, oh my God, like, what if this happened and da da da. Very like Disney movie in a way, like very Disney princessy, like just like, it's very like, not I want to say fantasy land, but like it's very imaginative and like you let your mind wander and like it's very creative. Like this is just such creative, soft, beautiful energy. Like I really just appreciate Pisces energy. It's very creative, it's very imaginative, very artistic, and it's not just like painting. It could be or like art, like physical art. It could also be music, it could also be clothes, it could also be creative directing, it could also be, you know, directing movies. You're just so creative. Like think of like a child, like creativity and how like they can just be like, oh, like, oh, you know, you give them like a sponge and they're like, oh, it's a submarine, it's a this. Like Pisces can do that even as an adult. That ability we all have, but we tend to lose it as we become an adult because we're told, you know, oh, like things don't work like that, and like things have to be very linear and things have to be very two-dimensional and very 3D world, right? Where Pisces, like, yeah, they get told that too. We all get told that when we grow up, right? But they don't lose that, and they can still tap into that, you know, and which is probably why Pisces also get along with kids. You know, they get along with kids very well. Yeah, This is so dreamy. They're very sensitive emotionally, but also to other people's energy and to those that are around them. They're really good at picking up people's vibes. They're also very good at thinking so strongly. Like, you're very in tune with your emotions, but at the same time, it's very easy to lose all of that. And to be like an escapist, or like fall for like you want to escape your reality, or you could also like, you see the world with such rose-colored glasses that you see the best in people, which is great. But you could also get hurt by that, because not everybody deserves that, if that makes sense. And then also a lie, you know, people aren't like, this is just such genuine and pure energy, and like people can see that in you, and people take advantage. Like, you probably have experience being taken advantage of. You're good at seeing people for who they are, but you also can get carried away with like the potential of people, and that can be what hurts you, because you know people are capable of so much more, but there's a lot of bad people out there, you know, and like pushing those negative parts aside, even though that's who they're showing you who they are. When people are showing you who they are, you have to listen and not just fall for like, oh, but I know they could do this. Yeah, they could, but they don't want to, and they're showing you that they don't want to. So don't let yourself get hurt. You know what I'm saying? They don't like mundane things. So like planning and like, you know, scheduling, being practical. They have a hard time doing those things. They like to just be in that creative space. They're the two fish. So one is in the physical realm and one is in the spiritual realm. And that's one of the things that makes them so daydreamy, because they're constantly kind of like floating through both. So that's why sometimes you can feel like a Pisces rising is kind of checked out or somewhere else, because they are somewhere else. I don't know where y'all go. I don't have any Pisces in my chart, but y'all go somewhere. I know that. Yeah, so disassociating is the word, disassociating, or like checking out. Yeah, disassociating and going into that creative, happy space that you have in your head. Or it could be even a negative space, really depending on what your Neptune is in and your moon sign. You know, you could also be a very non-friendly person to yourself. But like Sagittarius, I would say that Pisces is pretty like optimistic. But it depends. They could also be very pessimistic, you know. It really depends on where you're at in your mental state in that moment, you know, because just how easy it is to be creative and imaginative, thinking of the best possible scenarios, you can also do that with the worst possible scenarios. You see what I'm saying? Disassociating and balancing, you know, those two fishes, those two realms that you're in, like really figuring out, like, yes, you know, you could be in both places, but not losing the physical realm, not losing that element, because that's where we're at. And it's great to be somewhere else, but balancing the two, especially when it comes to your discernment. Discernment is the word for Pisces rising and other people. Maybe look into like getting some red jasper or some tiger's eye, something to keep you a little bit more grounded, something to keep you a little bit more able to navigate because this is a Pisces rising. You need to navigate the physical world in this way. So as beautiful as it is, and how great it is to be optimistic, and you know, when you attract those things and you attract good, you know, because you just give out good energy, you get that back. But warning you, because I don't know if you're watching this and you are at that state of vibrating high, you could be in a pessimistic state, you know, so that's what I'm trying to get at, I guess. So like I said, you see the world through rose-colored glasses. You can get hurt by people because you are such a giver. Like Cancer is also very like giving in that sense, but Cancer has a crab shell. So it protects itself in its shell, and it's very protective of itself. Where Pisces is a slippery little fish. So like there's nothing protecting you. Discernment, really being able to discern the situation. You can put other people's emotions over your own, and that's not okay. And that's especially when people are taking advantage of you, that's where you can really lose, okay? And that's what I'm just trying to highlight. Like I said, the two fish, the spiritual fish, right? That's what makes being able to manifest so easy for you. Like Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, as an optimism and sees the big picture. You also see the big picture. So you have that natural ability to manifest. So really be careful of where your thoughts are at. Maybe look at what your Mercury sign is in. You know, if you have like a Gemini Mercury, you know, you might be a bit more in your head and like, you know, balancing everywhere. And you could go down negative spiral, maybe even Virgo, right? Your mental state is really important here. And like you know, you could be more prone to be pessimistic, or you could be more prone to be optimistic, but you can manifest really easily because you're so tapped into that spiritual source, and you're so creative. And, you know, visualization is a way of manifestation, and you're constantly visualizing these scenarios in your life. So really being mindful of that. Okay. Yeah. You're kind of like Libra. Libra also, like, you can lose yourself, was what I was saying. Like Libra want to make connections and be liked so bad that you can lose yourself in that process, you know? And you can lose yourself in the sense of you're so adaptable that you're extremely adaptable. You're immutable water, right? So you're the last mutable sign. So, you know, changing yourself to be in these settings, or changing yourself for romantic partners or friendships. And you're so adaptable that you're like, yeah, like I like this too, I like this too. And the next thing you know, if you don't check in with yourself, if you're not discerning and you're not being grounded, you could go down a path that's not you anymore. So, you know, having that check-in and checking in with yourself is really important. Pisces is a fixer. You know, you want to fix people, you want to make them better, and you are a healer. You're able to make people better. So you might even attract people who need fixing, or need nurturing, or who never received nurturing, right? So they don't really know how to appreciate you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And you fall in love with potential, and you hold on to the idea of what somebody could be, and then hurting yourself in turn. So I'm so sorry. I feel like this is being so sad. But I just really want you fall in love with potential. And that's, no, people are showing you who they are, and you want to fix people. You know you could be so much better, and you fix people, and then you get hurt. So just don't care. Not don't get hurt. You can't help that. But like, I mean, you can't help that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can. You're in charge. Okay? And like, you're really good at reading people, and really good at seeing people. So, you know, you just decide to ignore take those rosy colored glasses off, and really just look at what people are showing you who they are. So pay attention to it. Okay? I think some things that Pisces need to work on is, you know, not being afraid to be alone. I think Pisces, they always want to be around people. So, you know, being able, and of course that depends on your sun and moon, you know, but really, and your Neptune, but really just like having that time for yourself. You need that sometimes. You absorb so much energy. You really need to detox that. And like, one way to do that is, you know, saging yourself, or just spending time in solitude, meditating, you know, really just reassessing where you're at mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And also, I think finding a way to put all your creativity on paper. So finding an outlet, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's fashion, whether it's singing, I don't know, find your outlet, and, you know, use that as a way to, you have so much creative things in here, and that you need to like put into this physical world. And also, like, because y'all are just such not a planner, I would definitely say like coming up with some sort of way to, you know, have a to-do list, or to stay organized and stay on top of like daily mundane things, because yeah, you can't get away with not doing that, especially since you're always in La La Land, or wherever you go. So definitely something to keep you here. But yeah, that's everything that I have for a Pisces rising. I hope that resonated with you. Please give this video a thumbs up, and okay, bye.